hello. Oh, hello. How are you today? Great of you to be here. Thank you very much for taking the time. My name is Petra Verbruggen, and if you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to this video because then you get notified for future content, and I really appreciate you for taking the time for that. As you can see, we had some awkward things going on there. Don't worry about that. It's great of you again to be here live and direct. And as always, we start with some welcome and check-ins. Then we're doing a quick community update, and then we're gonna go into the nitty-gritty of this video, which is all about my studio cameras. And we're gonna talk about what types am I using, what kind of lenses am I using, and indeed how I input it into the production, because that's maybe not that obvious as you might think. So let's have that discussion. But before I do, please let me know where you're from and what is your real name if you don't use that in your name or in either Facebook or in YouTube. Again, this is going to be a shorter video, so I'm going to tell you why. Basically, it's the anniversary of my mom's passing, so I want to take it as short as I can make it, because in about 30 minutes or so, I want to get out here and go to my dad. So that is the reason, just a bit of personality thing that I needed to take into account this week. Of course, next week we'll try to do a normal video, a long video again, but yeah, that's the way it goes today. Again, the anniversary of my mom's passing. Okay, so yeah, if you are watching this after the fact, then go ahead and also please comment if you have any questions or any remarks around about the content of this video, and if you have any questions related to cameras or A10 Mini or something, then also go ahead and write that down as well. All right, I see a lot of people are in the house. First and foremost, let me talk about Rudy, who says good evening, neighbor. Neighbor as in he's from Belgium, I am from the Netherlands, so indeed we are neighbors from that perspective. Welcome, Rudy. Really appreciate you for being here. Also, MT is of course, as always, in the house, which is fantastic. And also DJ Aware is also here, and he says, or she says, I cannot see that, hello Petra and all, which is great of you to be here again. I do hear a lot of people talking about the music. I really appreciative about that. If you like this kind of music, then go ahead and check out Epidemic Sound. That's where I get my music from. Most of it, apart from the leader of this show and one track that you just heard a few minutes ago, I have purchased that differently, but most of the songs that you hear are definitely from Epidemic Sound. And that's a little bit stupid for me that I'm saying it that way, because if I would give you a link, I will get my a free month subscription of it, but that's okay. I'm not here to make money for you. It's just, well, you know, that's awkward. Of course, I would like to see. I would like you know, if you would like to, you know, give me a super chat or something, that would be great. But that's not really the reason why I'm doing this, right? So I want to help out. That is the basic reason. But indeed, you can use super chat, but you can also do that kind of links with Epidemic Sound. But that was a little bit awkward there. awkward day. That's probably the reason. I see also Raul is in the house. So he says good morning. And indeed, I think that you're from Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. So I can imagine it's good morning. And yes, indeed, welcome. Walter, being Detroit, is saying hello all. Great of you to be here. Bill is also in the house, all the way from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. And Sharif is from Oman. Welcome. And I like your, is it a bass or a guitar? I cannot see that. It's too small, but I like your picture. Maybe you can see it right there. Oh, you cannot see it right there. I started learning guitar again. So, yep, that's definitely something that I'm working on as well. not as far as giving you any show for that matter. No, definitely not that good at this moment. DJ is all the way from Dallas, Texas, which is great. And I think that I'm all back. All right, I have everybody. Great. That. Okay, so that is that. Community updates. Well, basically, yeah, I do have a community update in the sense that I have a picture of Kermit on the you have to see it yourself on YouTube, because he was lying here very nicely just a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case. He was lying right there. Unfortunately, again, he is not there at any moment, but I did take a picture so that you could see that all by yourself. Next to that, still need to figure out a way to start the Raspberry Pi setup. I will definitely do that. The only thing is, it's just a matter of time, finding the time to really prepare it, and just linking everything together, and then we're gonna start with that. And also, I'm also preparing a other video, and that will be like a bit of a buyer's guide for yourself as a producer, and especially because of course Black Friday is coming up very shortly, and also of course Christmas is, well, a couple of months away, but with all kinds of issues with getting components in, I would definitely want to get that also into a video as early as I can. So I'm aiming towards, I believe it's the 20th of November, to give you a nice video with ideas for a budget of roughly 500 euros or dollars, 1,000 euros or dollars, and 1,500 euros or dollars. Just, you know, to give yourself something, because, you know, you are producers, and I think you're worth it. So that's basically the reason why. Okay. Then of course, the next up is the main topic of today, and that is my studio cameras. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a bit of a history again about all of my cameras, where it comes from, and just basically tell you where I came from and how I got there. The first thing is, of course, let me get them. As I showed you 2 weeks ago, I believe, it all started with this camera right here, which is a Vixia, or Ligria, as we call it here in Europe. A very small form factor camera. They still make these kind of cameras with Canon, and I think that these are still really nice cameras if you would start and you don't know exactly what to do with all kinds of lenses and that kind of stuff. You just want it to work without any hassle. Then I still believe that these kind of cameras are really nice for beginners. I got 2 of these, and I have been using them quite often for a long time, and I really liked it. After that, I went from these cameras to the what basically was Livestream Mevo at that time. Mevo cameras were 4K sensors, which you could via a iPad or iPhone, you could just crop to 720p, and you could have multiple angles in one camera. It was good. However, if you really look at the quality, it was not that great. Then after that, I actually started to go into the PTZ camera world, which were these that you can see right here. This is the PTZ Optics 20x zoom camera that is lying on my laptop on the desk cam right there. I really like these cameras during my on location streams. So I used them just a week ago in the corporate Teams meeting. I also talked about that last week and the week before, and I will actually have a different corporate corporate stream this coming Thursday. However, this Thursday is going to be a little bit different than the previous one, because the previous one we had about 4 hours to make sure that everything was right, everything was dialed in, and etc. etc. Now I only have 1 hour, just so I had to really speed things up. So that also meant that I had to do a lot of lesser cameras, lesser components, making it easy on myself to make it happen, that I can actually make sure that I can do this in 1 hour. So basically what I'm gonna bring with me is the A10 Mini Extreme, 2 cameras, one that with XLR and one PTZ camera. Then I will connect them both via HDMI, not SDI. So I'm very close to the cameras, and I'm also very close to the presentation environment. And I'm hoping that I will also get something else, which is a wireless HDMI receiver, which my dad bought this today, so maybe I will get that in time. I hope that. If not, but that would be great for the presentation. So wireless, of course, is very fast, so that makes perfect sense. And so that is that area, but that's not what we're going to talk about here today. We're going to talk about the current setup, which is actually here for since 2019, and that is, it's really based on the Sony line of cameras. So what you're looking at right here is the Sony A6400, which I really like. And I'm going to show you with my iPhone. Oh yeah, before I show the A6400, all cameras that you see are brought into the production via not HDMI and not SDI, but NDI. And NDI is a network protocol that is created by NewTek, and it's open source. So a lot of companies. That's not really open source. No, it's licensed. That's what I wanted to say. It's licensed, so you have to pay for it. So that's open source. And basically a lot of different companies use it, and it is really good. So all my cameras have either NDI supported built in, or I'm using Bird Dog NDI converters to make that happen. Anyway, so moving on, this is the A6400, and before I'm going to show it to you, what I really like about this camera is the color science. I love Sony for its color science. It's also always working. I don't have to worry about having it switched off after 10 minutes or 30 minutes, like, for example, Canon does. It's just working all the time. As long as I feed it with an adapter, then I'm fine, which I use. So I use what I basically have here is that I have a battery which is powered via a USB cord, and it's just filling up every time. Now I know that the battery will not be, well, the lifetime of this battery will be shortened, but that's okay with me. So it's a small price to pay for the convenience. So that is the reason why I do that. And what I really like about this product is that if I show you, for example, the mic that I will show you we'll use in a minute or so, is that I can just do this, whoop, and it is immediately focused. It's like very fast. Look at that. Focused on me. Focused on me. I have not seen that before, this fast. So that is really, really powerful of this setup. And this is what it looks like right here. So I'll go to my NDI source. It's a bit of a shaky cam, but you can imagine that, right? So here you go. This is the A6400 right here. I added this teleprompter setup in front of it. Basically what I do is that I use my old iPhone 10 below it. I just put it here, and I can actually see the text right there. And there is a remote which I don't have with me at the moment, but I can just use the remote to make sure that the text is stopped and started again, and it really is very nice. So this is the A6400, and I did add a nice cage for it because I really like this camera also to bring it along for vacations or other things. And as you can see, it is connected to that Burdock right there, which is the Burdock Studio, which allows me to have an HDMI or SDI functionality to bring it into the production, and that is really nice. Also, by the way, I really like that cable. Of course, the color is beautiful, but that is the A6400 as my main camera, and this is literally what I see when I'm talking to you moving forward. So that is that. And before I go further, I just wanted to make sure that if there are any questions, that I will be able to at least talk about it at the moment. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Empty says, going back to the buying guide, it's always Christmas when you buy some gear for your production. Definitely, Empty. That I totally agree with you on that one. Looking forward to hearing you. Looking forward to hearing how the guitar sounds like. Well, not yet. Not yet. Not a good idea at the moment. I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm literally starting that at the moment. So not a good idea. Ben says, hello from Vancouver, Canada. I also use all Sony APC cameras in my home studio. Yeah, they're great. Absolutely fantastic. Paul Dixon is in the house, by the way. Paul, if you like this kind of design of your production, go ahead and check out Paul Dixon web design. What was it again? Paul Dixon web design.com, I believe it is. Check him out. He has a very good track record with very cool designs. It's a Sony A6400, but which lens? I think I can guess. Yes, you can, Paul. You know exactly which kind of lens, and I'm gonna tell you what kind of lens in just a minute. Paul says, I guess it's Sigma 16mm f1.4. Yeah, I'm done. That's exactly that one right there. So here you have the box. So this is exactly the one that I am using, the 16mm f1.4 DCDN, which is a fantastic lens. It is quite huge, as you can see. It is 67 millimeters, but it is a fantastic lens, and you don't need a lot of light. And I really mean not a lot of light. I actually had to do some calibration today. I'm going to show you what I did, to be honest, because it's really cool. Let me do that quickly. So let's go back to my PC and show you my setup here. All right. So this is my PC. So everything is brought here via NDI, and then here you see that I have this lens right here as well. Sorry, this camera as well. But what I do today is that I actually here in vMix have the possibility. Oh, not when it's live, it seems. But hey, that's interesting. I didn't know that it was. Oh. There you go. So you have the possibility to have a wavelength here, or waveform, I mean. If I press that, so you can see here on the red that it's nearly at the top of it. So what I did today is that I am using my Elgato lights, and I'm literally trying to figure out when it's going very well. So as you can see now, it's a little bit lower, now it's a little bit higher. So this is what I really like, and I'll just take this, and once I am ready with that and I go here to none, I can now go back, and now you can see that I'm not overexposed, which is really great from the perspective of what you see. But it's very low. It's like they are at 10% or so. They're very, very low. Yeah, so the brightness is at 10%. That's all I need to make it look great here in the studio. That being said, the other camera does need a little bit more light. Paul Dixon says, I have that lens. Well, I think that a lot of people of that community have that lens. So it's a great, it is definitely a great lens. Absolutely. Ben Stacklab says, Paul, the most popular YouTuber's lens of the A6400 is a Sigma 60mm for Sony APC-C. But then if you have some budget, the Sony SEL165 G Master is even better. Yeah. You have to put a little bit more budget there. I have to admit that I have been eyeing those lenses. However, I still think it's quite a lot of serious money, to be honest. So yeah. MT says, I prefer the APC because I have no clue which lens I should use on a camera. Still learning. Yeah. I mean, I understand that, MT. It's quite a difficult set, and especially if you have not really used a camera for pictures, for example, then it's quite difficult. I do also have a photo hobby, so I actually take photos with my A6400. Before I had the A6400, I actually had a 5D Mark III, which is arguably the camera that started all if it comes to YouTube, because that was one of the first cameras that actually could do a really good job if it came to video. But alas, of course, technology continues, and the A6400 definitely surpassed the 5D Mark III, but if you look at the build quality, that one is a tank. It's really great. Sharif says, are you getting clean HDMI from Sony without utility or other software? Absolutely 100% clean HDMI. You do have to set it in the menu, but it is definitely 100% clean, as you can see right here, because you're looking at it at the moment. Now, I do see an on-screen display if I look at it, so that is a bit, maybe it will cut you off guard a little bit, but I'm trying to get it into focus, but it's not focusing, but that's okay. It's just that you can see that I do see some on-screen displays there, but I'm not really using that for my use case at all. So I don't care for that. I'm used to it, but that's something that you need to get used to. But you do need to switch that into the controller. Now, DJ Wave says, I use that lens also and love it. It seems to be a very popular lens amongst the YouTubers. NT says, I'm keen to get my hands on some Panasonic EU70, 4 of them, and a control unit to get recent. My eyesight is getting worse. Control units we get recently from a studio. I'm going to start again. I'm keen to get my hands on some Panasonic AWU-E70, 4 of them, and a control unit we got recently from our studio in Cologne for a new studio we're building, I believe that you want to say. We are building here. Yeah. Wow. That's a great stuff there. Absolutely. And Rob is also in the house. He's over on Facebook. Finally, time to watch the show live again. Nice topic. Yeah, thanks, Rob. Really appreciate it. By the way, Rob is my partner in crime if it comes to that company meeting that we did. So, and just a quick FYI for you guys. Okay. So that is that camera right there, the A6400. Now, that's the best camera that I have. Now let's talk about the lesser camera that I have, and that's actually this one right here, which is also a Sony camera, which is the A5100. The 5100 is definitely the cheaper of the bunch, and the one that I have here is with a kit lens. So this is just the whole kit that you can get for 350 euros. So this camera is, I mean, really good for that price. I am flabbergasted by this price and what it can do. If you touch it, it is very iffy. It's very plastically, and I'm gonna show that to you. But before I do that, I need to wire up because otherwise you will get bad audio, and I don't want that. So I'll just wire up, make sure it's on. And then I have to go there to switch things on. And if all is well, I am now on this one right here. So let's go here and show you what it looks like. So this camera that you see right here is basically looking to this area right there. And by the way, I am now using this audio device right here. So if you like this better than last time, then let me know. But this is the shot that it has, and it's this camera right here. Now let me show you what it looks like. So it's quite small, as you can see, and it's hanging upside down and pointing down, and it's very, very small, because if I show my hands with it, you see it's also very thin, and it's connected via this Manfrotto clamp, super clamp above right there, and this articulating arm by Manfrotto, which I really, really, really like. So this is the A5100 right here. It's very good at, you know, just giving you a good picture, but don't expect it to act fast for autofocusing, for example. It's just a nice camera for a top-down position, like, for example, that you can see right here. So that is the A5100 right here. And let's go back to this shot. And now I should be back. Was that better audio, by the way, than previously? Because last time I got some reactions that you were not so happy with that. So let me know in the comments below if this is better than last time. Now, I do know that I have to switch between the two. And I do know that if I let you hear the other audio, then of course it also means that it's not lip sync, but that's okay. That's just a matter of yeah, that's a matter of going via a A10 Mini, then via NDI into the production suite. Sharif says, what do you think about the ZV-10? I am going to talk about the ZV-10 in just a minute. Sharif, just wait a little bit longer for that. I will come back to that very soon. Abdullah, welcome to the show. I use the Sony A6500. That's a fantastic camera. The 6500, that would be an older model. So the A6400 is a 2019 model, and I believe that the A6500 is a 2014 or 2015 model. So it's an older model, and I do believe that, I'm not sure about that. I do know it for the 6000 and the 6300 that after 30 minutes it will shut off because of heat problems. I am assuming that the 6500 has the same, but the newer models, the 6100, the 6400, and the 6600 don't have that issue. They can just go on forever and ever without any problem. But that being said, for just shorter videos, the 6500 is excellent. Really good camera. And Abdullah says that he uses the 30mm Sigma. Sigma is a really good brand, to be honest. Martin says, I use a Canon A30 and a G40. They're great. I don't know them. Honestly, again, I came from the Canon. However, due to the fact that Canon was a bit iffy if it came to live streaming and clean feeding from HDMI, I decided not to use them. But I totally understand if these days maybe it's already better. I don't know. But Martin, great to know that you are using the A30 and the G40. Excellent. Badhag from Germany is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Really appreciate you for being here on this Saturday evening. MT says, as I know, the PTZ optics use Sony components in their cameras. That is correct. The sensor is definitely a Sony sensor, and I can also say to you with full confidence, MT, that I am able to color grade my Sony cameras and the PTZ cameras quite close to each other. They're not perfectly aligned, but I can get them very close to each other. It does take some time. It does take some effort to make that happen, but it is doable, definitely, between the two. MT says, I like the Magic Arm, very useful. The Magic Arm is the best thing ever designed for my studio, because this one is on the Manfrotto Magic Arm and the clamp, the super clamp. The one that you just showed you was also on the clamp. The third one, the A6100, I'm going to show you in a minute, is not on a clamp, but it's on a different setup. I'm going to show you in a minute. What do you think about PXW Z90? That is a fantastic camera. It is one with, of course, the XLR. It's a camcorder, but then ENG style camera. Fantastic, really good. I actually would recommend that as your main camera, to be honest. I personally also use the PXW X70. But not in the studio. So if you want to know, look what that is. The PXW X70 is the one that I'm also using for on location work. I really like that camera for location work. The wireless audio seemed some tweaking. Sounds a bit muffled, but better to understand than the other last show. Yeah, still need to work on it a little bit. I'm taking some time with that, but as you can see, I am actually using a remote for that. I hope that this, at least it's better than it used to be. The XA30, that one I know. That one I know. That's a great camera, Martin. Yep, that one I know. The G40 I don't, but the X30 I do know, and that's a very good camera. My dad says the wireless bandwidth is less than on your main mic. I know, but hey, it's better than nothing. But I will be dialing in a little bit more, because I actually still need to change a little bit the audio quality as well. I didn't do that yet, but welcome that to the show, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. I promise you that. Last up, the A6100. I do see that I'm getting a low battery warning, so I'm gonna make sure I'm. Let's go that route again. And switch to the other audio again. Okay, so now I should be back in that audio. Maybe a little bit too loud, I see. All right, now the last one is actually the in-between one. It's the A6100, which is this one right here. It has also the Sigma lens, because I really like it. It's a little bit dusty, Petra. Why didn't you do that? But okay. And as you can see, it really looks very closely as the A6400. It has roughly the same style body. The only thing is that this one is composite material and not magnesium. The A6400 is a magnesium body. This one isn't. What is also important for this camera is that this camera does not support S-Log or Sony Log, which is the raw version of creating video. The 6400 does, and that is even better. Again, everything is going in via the A10 Mini, and here you go. Here you still have the bird dog right here on top of the Aaron Parecki's stand. So that is the last one that I have in my studio, the A6100, and I really, really, really like that camera. So that is that. All right, so those are the three cameras that I have lined up in my studio. I really like them a lot. I like their color science. I like how they look. Are they perfect? No, definitely not. But good enough for this, and I really like this. This look is, I have never seen this look so good. So I'm really happy with that. Now, there was a question about, and I have to check it out. Sharif mentioned that one. What do you think about the Sony ZV-E10? That is my camera that I still want to have. That's the camera that I still want to own one day, maybe next year, but definitely not this year. But next year, definitely want to purchase that one as a camera that I can use instead of my phone to show you around and make sure that you have a very good quality picture. So I want to just use a tripod or like a mini tripod, put the ZV-E10 on top of it, and then a wireless HDMI transmitter so that I can walk around and show you a very good quality stream. I mean, this is good. Don't get me wrong, but I do want to have a little bit more quality, and that is the reason why I am also in the market for a ZV-E10. Again, not this year, but I will most likely purchase it sometime around about the summer. I believe I will most likely purchase it around about the time that I'm going to go on vacation. Hopefully, I can go on vacation to the US next year. Still a bit tricky, but let's see if that is feasible. But there you have it. That is the reason why the ZV-E10 is on my list. What I do like about the ZV-E10, what the A6400 does not have, which is very important to me, is that the ZV-E10 does allow to put on it has a hot shoe, and it does allow to add on the XLR add-on that Sony has to have even better audio, and that is something that I'm really missing on the A6400, and that is what the ZV-E10 does gain for me. So the audio is a very important setup for me from that perspective. Next to that, it does also have the possibility to show a product. So for example, if I want to again show this product, I have to do it in front of my face in order for it to do that, but I don't want, but this doesn't work, as you can see. On the ZV-E10, you can put it on product show mode, and it will automatically zoom on this one, even though it's not in front of my face. I really have to do it like so. So it's a small thing, I know, it's not that important, but the audio is definitely very important to me, and it does allow also with to use the same lenses than the Sony A series. So it's a very good camera. I know it's my dad will kill me because I'm saying it, that I want to have the ZV-E10. But again, not this year. This year has been a very expensive year. I did quite a lot of gear so that I'm 100% top notch if it comes to the production. So maybe next year, not this year. Raul says, I have a Canon XF405, Blackmagic 6K Pro, Sony ZV-1, Sony 6100, GoPro 7 and 9 and 10, and that's it. I have all of them because I don't know much about cameras. You crack me up. I think that if you are in the video world, you will have more. You have more than one camera. That's just the way it goes. And yes, I do believe that Sony is, for me, the best at the moment. But there are definitely other cameras out there. Definitely. Leo Keller says, hello, this stream was recommended to me on YouTube. Welcome. Cool of you to be here. Really appreciate you for taking the time and also being here. Tell me where you're from, because I want to say hello to you. But my dad says I'm taking notes here. I'm so frightened what he's going to say in a few minutes when I'm there. But that's okay. The MT says the little things make a difference. I totally agree with that. Also with me, I spent around 8K on gear this year. Yeah, I'm not at 8K this year, MT, but I'm at least for more than half of it. So it's about 5K, I think. So I have a problem. I have to stop. So yeah. My dad is going to kill me. Leo Keller is from Germany. Guten Abend. Hey, Stuart is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Great of you to be here. Mr. Johnny says, I have a Sony PXW Z90, which is, again, a fantastic camera. Okay, those are the cameras that I have in store for you today. I wish I could show you more, but basically, I'm using 3 cameras in the studio at the moment. I do want to have, again, an additional one, the ZV-E10, and then I'm done with the studio. At least that's what I'm saying at the moment. And on location, I think that the 2 PTZ cameras and the Sony camera is great already. So I'm very happy with that setup. And if I need more cameras there, I will just rent them, so that because that's then possible. Here, that's a little bit of a trick, of course. Okay, that's it that I have in store for you today. I already told you at the start of the show, it's going to be a shorter video than normal. Again, it's the anniversary of my mom's passing, and I want to spend some time with my dad tonight, or to this evening, I mean. So that is the reason why I will stop a little bit earlier today. Next week, of course, we'll have a new show, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you about all kinds of different things. If you have any ideas for next week's show, please go ahead and put in a comment. I am open for suggestions, so please go ahead and do that. If not, I will definitely find something soon, and I will inform you as quickly as I can. Thank you so much. I see that now I have to talk a little bit about Stuart. Stuart has a A6400 Sony camera. Fantastic, Stuart. And Stuart is also a HP Omen brother like myself. So here you go. There you have the HP Omen that is below the PTZ camera right there. So yeah, let's call it brother and sister. I don't care. Anyway, thank you so much. Really appreciate you for being here, and I see you in the next episode next week, same time, same channel, and I hope to see you all in good health next week. Bye bye. Oh.